Good afternoon, viewers. So, I'm back again with another video after 2 weeks of not posting any video. So, the reason why I've not posted any video is because I have no excuse. I have no excuse for not posting any video. That is the reason, if that counts for any excuse. And coupled with the insecurity in the country, and I felt it was I was making a video last week, truly, but the fact that the Nigeria, the country, was going through that barrage of attacks and is still going through it, but it was worse last week. It threw me off and made me incapable of making any videos, right? But other than that, there was no excuse. It was just my inability to make a video. But that aside, I'm back again with another video, and today I want to talk about something that I thought I had already discussed in the past, but I just recently I recently noticed that I have not even talked about it. I was going through the videos I've made, and I noticed that I've been doing this thing for 4 months now. Yeah, I've been doing this thing for 4 months, and I've been to a certain degree consistent. I'm still putting that term consistent in quotes. But I've been doing this thing for 4 months, right? And it counts for something. It really counts for something. So I'm going to keep doing it. I will keep doing it, and that's as much I can say. I will keep pushing, and we'll see to the end of this. Hopefully. Is it difficult? You damn right it is difficult. You damn right it is hard. You damn right it is torturous, as I would say when I do write. But will I continue? You damn right I will continue. I have to continue. I should continue. So today I'm going to talk about writing. Because I noticed I had talked about reading, how I read aloud in order to improve how I read aloud, and which is how I improve my English. One of the ways by which I improve my English. And then I read aloud, and then I speak. I've already made those videos, okay, so you can watch them. So, but I've not talked about writing and how writing has improved, and how writing has made me a better speaker, and how writing has made me a better writer. When you write, you get better with writing, and when you write, you get better. You get better with speaking, and I noticed that. So that is what I'm going to talk about chiefly today. Writing. I've been writing since this year. I did either early this year or late last year, but I'm betting I can't really pinpoint it, but because I have I have a book where let's see if this works. Okay, this one I know, and then these are the letters. Okay, this one is a new book I got, but this is the old book that I have been writing. How does this work now? I've been writing with, these are all letters that I have. These are all letters that I've been writing. I used to write every day. Let's define writing. What I mean by writing is that I journal every day. When I come back from school, at night, after reading, and I had about 2 hours or so before I go to bed, I would just write how my day went, and I will write. I don't care about mistakes, just allow it I do care about mistakes. I write properly, but then just write. And then after that, I would snap the my I would snap the letter and then send it to Chat GPT. Now the aim is, when I send it to ChatGPT, I tell ChatGPT to correct, please. First of all, correct this letter, and then it will, most times they are in forms of letter about how my day went. So, good morning. Today, I want to talk to you about how my day went, and I woke up. I woke up early. I brushed my teeth. And then I go in sequence from morning till night and describe how my day went. So I will send the letter to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will correct the letter and then tell me, remove some certain things. I always prompt it to put each sentence side by side, not in tabular forms, because when it did, there was a time I was telling it to tabulate it, but it made it difficult for me. I had to look and then shift in order to shift the page in order to see the right top at the other end. So there, I would just tell it to put it side by side and not make it in a tabular form. That way everything will fit straight in the screen. I can easily screenshot without having to scroll to the side to see what is at the extreme end. So I would do that. I would compare the sentences that ChatGPT, my own sentences with ChatGPT's sentences, and those things gives me it gives me some insights on how to properly phrase my sentences, and subconsciously I have been absorbing them. I have been absorbing them, and I have been dropping some bad mannerisms that I picked up, that I have had for a long time ago. I've been dropping them, and I don't know how obvious it is, but deep down I'm more comfortable with this language. I do feel that I have lesser potholes when I do speak, or when I do find myself in public and I have to communicate with people. I feel I'm more at ease, Whether it's reflecting to you as a viewer, whether you are seeing it, I can't tell, but I do see the difference. So when I'm done with that, the next thing I will tell ChatGPT is to give me alliterations, And I picked this from a beautiful video I watched on YouTube, Joseph Tsar. I picked that from Joseph Tsar, and I would advise you to visit his channel. He's a very good communicator. He talks articulately. He articulates his point properly, and I want to speak like he speaks. So I picked what I'm going to tell you from his video, and that's the idea of enriching my diction, and enriching my diction with alliterations and metaphors. So there were some certain techniques he gave that could allow you to generate your own metaphors, but it hasn't really clicked with me. I will still get back to it hopefully, but what I do is I will tell ChatGPT to give me alliterations and metaphors. There was a time I also added irony and is it metonymy, all those other figures of speech, but it was too much and I didn't want to overwhelm myself, because there's also a thing as that. I limited, after I tried those for a while, I narrowed the circle to just alliterations and metaphors. So I will tell ChatGPT to give me metaphors and alliterations that suits my write-up, and then ChatGPT will give me each one that suits each of my sentences. But it doesn't stop there. The next thing I will do after writing is also to tell it, for each of these metaphors, I will pick one of the metaphors, right? And then I will tell it to generate a literal and figurative picture depicting this metaphor or depicting this alliteration. I first of all do it with the alliterations, and then when I'm done with the alliterations, I will now do it with the metaphors. So, and then it will give me those pictures depicting the alliterations and those pictures depicting the metaphors. And after I'm done with that, I will then screenshot them and save them on my Google Drive. That way, whenever I want to revise, I can easily go to my Google Drive and just scan through them, and scan through them and revise them. I'm going to talk about something else before I step into this writing, and that's the video editing. So I told you I stopped learning the video editing. I did, but I've been doing it a little bit, and I learned something, how to put something on the screen. So I'm going to try it now. So hopefully right about now you should see some of those pictures, some of those alliterations, that I told ChatGPT to generate for me, some of those metaphors. So in the past, early this year, ChatGPT could comfortably generate multiple pictures and multiple pictures with the write-ups, but I don't know what they did with it. It now, these days, when you tell it to generate a picture, it will tell you that a lot of people are accessing the app. They have to wait, so it's no longer efficient. It's no longer efficient and effective for me. So I downloaded Gemini. Gemini is what I'm using. I discovered it recently, and I discovered it late because ChatGPT, because of that lag in generating pictures, I had to create multiple accounts. Use multiple emails to access ChatGPT, so that whenever they tell me that I can no longer generate images, that I have to subscribe, I'll now go to my other account, So, but with Gemini, which also I will also show you, puts up the pictures of some of the metaphors and alliterations that I have been able to generate pictures of, with Gemini up on the screen now. So when I see those things, it helps me. That is what this thing is, what has allowed me to write all those things you see me write about, all those poems you see me write about. How do I write them? It is because of these metaphors and alliterations. So when I want to write a poem now, I might not really remember the metaphor, but I have tagged that metaphor, that alliteration, to a picture, and I can just lay back on my seat and describe that picture, and it will still carry that flair. There is one metaphor that has stuck with me. I don't even know the metaphor now, but it's about a lighthouse. You don't want to be swept into the sea. You don't want to be a lighthouse being swept into the sea of mediocrity. You see, I'm paraphrasing. This is not exactly how I learned it from this is not exactly how I learned it from, or how ChatGPT put the metaphor. But I have the image, I also have another image of a lighthouse that is dark. That's a lighthouse whose lamp has been taken away. So to what end is a lighthouse when the lamp is no longer there? You see, that's a beautiful scenery that I can paint. It is a brush that I can paint with when I'm writing a poem. So, and there is also one image I'm giving you now, a practical example of how this thing helps me to write and also to speak. Just that when I speak, I can't use them on day-to-day basis because it feels so formal, and it feels formal. When I do interact with my friends, I don't use them, but when I write, I notice that my writing is better. So there was one I was depicting, there was a time I was writing a letter at night about how my day went, and I think the letter was about I've forgotten what the letter was about, but the idea, this metaphor that I'm visualizing now, I don't know the metaphor, but it's about a fog. Someone who has woken up from sleep, but there is a fog, maybe a fog of weariness, a fog of still wanting, still yearning for sleep, hovering around his head. All these terms I'm using: fog of weariness, fog of they want to sleep more. That wasn't exactly how ChatGPT put it, but because I have a picture in my head now, I can easily describe, paint with my own terms, and it will be beautiful. Another one is a chasm. A chasm. There is a picture. There was a time I was learning. There was a time I was learning about. I was writing a letter, and after the corrections, it depicted a picture of a chasm. So, a chasm that exists between you and what you want in life. A chasm is a big rift, a big I don't even know how to describe it, but a chasm should be just a hole, a big hole. So, but I love that term chasm, and I learned it from ChatGPT, and I learned it after writing and telling ChatGPT to correct my write-up, and then also to tell me the alliterations and metaphors that are suitable for it. So he gave me this he brought up, and also I told it to give me a picture depicting this, and that was when he gave me this picture of the metaphor, and it was either metaphor or alliteration, I don't know, but the idea is that you have a picture in your head. If you write and you tell Gemini or some of these AIs to give you pictures depicting those metaphors and alliterations, you don't need to remember the metaphors and alliterations if you can remember the pictures. When you write, you just need to think, and then you condense those pictures into flavorable terms in your write-up, and people get amazed, people are surprised, and people are inspired by your write-up. And that is how I write. All those write-ups / poems I've written, that is exactly how I write it. There is no magic. There is no magic to this thing. It is nothing. It's magic. You have to learn. If you don't know it, you don't know it. You have to learn, and this is how I've been learning how to write. So yeah, so that idea of a chasm. So I'm going to make a sentence now that I can even put in a poem, and that should be something along this line of something like this: if you want to succeed in life, you must be comfortable bridging the chasm that exists between yourself and your obstacles, and you must be comfortable bridging the chasm that exists between you and your goals, and you bridge, and that bridge is courage, that bridge is confidence in your capacity, and that bridge is staunch tenacity in your ability. Ta-da! You see, that looks cool now, right? That looks cool, and that's how I write my write-up. So you can imagine this little thing I said now. If I had not written that particular letter that day, I wouldn't have been able to make this statement. So write, and when you write, send your write-up to ChatGPT or some good AI. Let it correct your write-up. Now tell it whatever figure of speech you want to employ more in your speech. Myself, I love alliterations and metaphors. Tell the AI to enrich your write-up with those figures of speech. And when it has given you those figures with that particular figure of speech, and in my case, metaphor and alliteration, and when it has done that, now tell it to generate. Usually, if you tell it to generate pictures for all of them, it will scramble. So you have to do it one after the other. Write out one of the metaphors. Now tell it to generate a picture for this. Write out another one, tell it to generate a picture for that, and until you are done. It is tasking, but it's worth it. So when you are done with that, you have a picture. So when you are writing, you have beautiful scenery going on in your head. You have pictures you can condense, and it can condense into write-ups, into metaphors, into alliterations. And another good thing is, if you want, you can do this in any domain. Let's assume I want to have good metaphors when it comes I want to speak eloquently when it comes to economics, and I want to employ metaphors and alliterations. That's exactly what I will do. I will write about economics, right? And then I will tell ChatGPT, I want you to enrich this my write-up with economics diction and vocabulary, for example. And then it will remove some of my terms and infuse them, replace them with economic terms. And then I will tell it to also give me metaphors and alliterations that are perfect when it comes to economics in this my write-up. And it will do that. Now I will tell it to give me the pictures, generate pictures of those metaphors, make it literal, make it figurative, however form, I will be able to remember this. And then after it has done that, I will now learn it. So whenever I'm speaking with a friend about economics, I have a picture. If I'm really tasked to say something about economics, I've not done economics, I've not written any letter on economics, so I'm giving you an example. I can easily generate a picture that will wow people, that will surprise people. So that's about that, my friend or my viewer. You should write. Writing is fantastic, and it makes you a better speaker, and also writing makes you a better writer. And if you don't know how to write, just begin. If you write, you learn better punctuations, you learn how to use commas, the concept of fanboys. I'll probably talk about it later on. You learn how to use semicolons. You will be forced to learn letter writing, formal writing, which I'm relearning, informal writing, and semi-formal. You will learn all those things, and it gives you a certain level of confidence as a person when you know these things with regards to English language. So thank you. I know this video is long, but well, it is what it is. I see you next time, amigo.